Greetings.
Hello and salutations. It's your boy Ryan.
It's your boy Easy, and yeah,
This is Turtle Soup. You know what I'm saying? The internet, nay, the world's only community supported podcast dedicated to the ongoing journey of the TMNT, all the way from the very beginning
whoop whoop.
until I find something to do with all the tchotchkes on my desk because I cleared all of them off and I just got a bunch more somehow.
Oh.
And I got like Star Trek ships. I've got stickers I bought, but I don't know where to put.
That's a big problem.
I've just got a lot of stuff on this desk, and I think I'm always going to have a bunch of random tchotchkes that I look at, and they just gather dust, and I go like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I just be super minimal? And then it's like, nope. Podcast is still going.
Why isn't Tchotchke one of the characters from Happy Days? Wasn't there a spinoff?
Yeah. Yep.
Joni loves tchotchkes.
Tchotchke. Ryan loves tchotchkes.
Right, apparently.
It's funny. It's funny because like I don't.
Right.
Like, it's so strange. Like when I put a tchotchke on my desk, I'm like, aw,
yeah,
I love this.
Yeah.
And then like it's like a different Ryan sits down and looks at all the little shit. I'm like, are you 10 years old? You know, but then it's hard because I'm like, no, but like I like all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then I think my main problem is it looks cluttery and like it gathers dust, and I think I hate that. I think it's all the dust on all the little tchotchkes that makes me mad. It makes me want to like clear it all off.
No, I gotcha. Yeah.
I'm not a dusting guy. I'm not like I don't walk around with a feather duster just dusting all the things. It's like not a thing I do. I'm awful about that.
What if you had a duster tchotchke that you could dust your tchotchkes? There you go. Problem solved.
Okay. You solved it.
Yeah.
You solved it.
Got him.
We're on YouTube, by the way.
It's true.
Not just on a podcast for our audio listeners. And for our YouTube listeners, we're also on a podcast, so you can check that out. Be sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon on the channel, let everyone know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's always good stuff. Share us around. It really helps. We're on our march trying to get more subscribers, and you can help if you do that.
509 last I checked. So
509.
We made it past 500. Now it's the road to 1,000. So yep.
Road to 1,000.
Oh, yeah.
So last thing I have to say is this episode is brought to you as always by our amazing patrons. You can become a patron at patreon.com. You can see we've been making this podcast. And the two peeps we're doing the show for today is Tara Clarkson.
There you go.
Jeez, and Brian Bales, long timers. Thanks, guys. This show's for you. And like I said, you can get your name called out by getting on the Patreon and helping us not say clang. You know what I'm saying? And thank you
all aboard
to all excellent patrons who help us not say clang. And speaking of just not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of things you could just not do. It's like just don't invade foreign countries. So the thing is,
true.
But then there's things you do want to take care of. What are we taking care of today?
Well, we're taking care of business as usual, covering Mirage Volume 4. Issue 14 is where we're at, that from February of 2004. But your boy had to do some research because I was like, I feel like something's coming up. I feel like there's something we're forgetting.
Deep diving daddy.
Deep diving daddies, you know it. And come to find out that Tales of the TMNT Volume 2 just started the month before this. So we're now starting our inaugural, I don't know if that's the right word, if we're embarking on our journey through Tales Volume 2, starting with issue 1, which is a good place to start, from January of 2004. And this is very exciting because Volume 1 was like 7 issues, and they were amazing, and they introduced the Rat King and Leatherhead. And so I'm really excited to see what they get into here. And when we get into it, Peter talks about it a little bit, and we're going to read that, of course. So
I'll get into that. It's really exciting.
It's very exciting. So so that's what we're doing today. So
so Tales and our regular Volume 4 material.
Indeed.
So Eric, how you been, man? What's going on? I know we got a little time to kick back for a second. What's been going on with you, buddy?
a lot, actually. You and I have been doing stuff behind the scenes, working on stuff. You may notice that Ryan has flipped screens. That's he is.
I have.
Yeah, because we're hoping
I'm
to
on the left side of the screen where I feel like I belong.
Right. Oh, that's right. Being south.
Like, I feel like
yeah.
I've just been fighting to get this spot. You know what I mean? Like the whole show. But yeah.
Right. So if I look weird, it's because I'm like used to the being on that side. But we switched it for those who don't know because we're starting to do the show in person when we can, which is going to start happening a lot more frequently. But unfortunately, this month was rife with, fortunately, because there's a lot of cool stuff that's happened this month. But schedules and everything. So this one is kind of being done remotely. But yeah, Ryan's going to, the way it's worked out, we've got it to where it's going to look better in person. And so
yeah, we're making a lot of changes to get switching it up again. We've done remote kind of since the pandemic. It's been a long time, and we want to get back to trying to do more in person. Not that we can't do remotes, but like that even includes like getting back to doing lives, doing them in person, which would be like a lot of fun.
That'll be so much fun. And so and then we're getting music going again, so there's some cool stuff that's going to be coming out pretty soon, hopefully. That's really rad. You joined the Paperback Whale, which is rejoined, I should say, and so that's really cool. So
I am. I'm back in the band.
Yeah,
in the band.
So so that's been going on. But then some big things that happened for me specifically was that my wife and I, our buddy Terry and Michael McDonald's, who's also our buddy, but I don't know why I did it that way. We went to the Strawberry Festival, which is in my hometown of Plant City, Florida. And
of course.
Only because, well, for two reasons. One, because we got pretty much everything for free because just who you know. And then also because the Offspring were playing. And very rarely, if ever, do the powers that be bring punk rock to Plant City.
Yeah, without a doubt.
When they do,
you got a lot of country acts over there.
And when they do, you got to show out. So like, we were there for Dexter and Noodles. So yeah, and they did not disappoint. They were fantastic and hilarious and just put on a really good show. And I was surprised at how many people were there. But apparently Forrest Frank broke all the records ever, like 2 nights before or something like that. And and so they still had a good turnout though, and they had like probably I would say like 20 foot inflatable skeletons that lit up and had lightning through them and breathed smoke. That was fantastic.
That's sick.
And I don't think Forrest Frank had those. So
no,
there you go.
Obviously not.
But yeah, it was wonderful, and they did really good. But despite it being the biggest event that my town does, I rarely ever go. Occasionally, Shannon, my wife, will want to go get some like fair food or whatever, and I'll be like, oh, she's like, let's just go out for dinner or whatever. I'm like, okay, sure. And then like I just get in the passenger seat because I'm a passenger princess, but really it's just because I fall asleep when I'm driving. And so and so then I'll just wake up and we're in the festival and I'm like, shit, happened again. But we were able to walk around. We got everything. We got in for free, so we didn't have to. I felt less bad about getting anything there because it's all super expensive. But we walked around and I don't know if it should still be up on her Instagram. It's at the Citrine Ghost, but she made a video about it and some of the most ridiculous stuff we saw. We saw a condiment cow. Ryan, did I show you that?
No, I don't know anything about the
condiment cow. So it's like some hot dog or some food place has a truck, and then on the side of it is a cow that protrudes out like it's a like a sculpture of a cow or something like that. And its udders are filled with condiments, and you got to go squeeze the udders to get the condiments out.
No, you don't squeeze them. Do you squeeze them?
You squeeze them. Yes.
That is like borderline uncomfortable. Were you uncomfortable with that?
Anytime I squeeze any udders, I definitely am uncomfortable, even my own.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm utterly uncomfortable.
I can see where if it's like, oh, it looks like a cow, but then it looks like it's udders, but then you do a pump. There's like a pump. But the fact that it's like that
Yeah.
that you squeeze, nah, dog.
Oh yeah.
I'm out.
No, it was disturbing.
I'm out.
It was utterly disturbing. And
That sounds utterly.
utterly. And yeah, that was there. And then there was a sign that said everything is, what did it say? Oh, everything is an egg roll. And I'm like, that sounds like English isn't your first language, and you just put it on the thing. And,
Yeah.
But
It also sounds like a dream.
But it also sounds like a philosophical thing for like a foodie.
It does.
That you're like, everything is an
It
egg roll.
does.
Yeah, and it just makes sense.
Yeah.
And then the funniest thing was the giant Ferris wheel that is like the big thing that they all talk about, that everyone's like, oh, the Ferris wheel, it's massive. It's extremely patriotic. So it's like all red, white, and blue. Every car is a different president. And
what?
Every it cycles through like a bunch of its light patterns and stuff like that, but the center has a giant LED wall on it, and it would display each president's picture, of the ones that we have, and like it would go through them, and then as soon as it got to Trump, like we all booed. It was great. And
nice.
Yeah, in the video you can see it. It's funny, but yeah. But that was it. Other than that, it was pretty standard fare. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and fair. And so yeah, but we did. But I've been into WWE. I'll make this quick. I've been into wrestling a lot recently, and
running the Raw, bro.
Oh yeah, me and Farmer Greg, and we go into like the exhibit hall because Shannon wanted to see something, and we saw that Dusty Rhodes, Cody Rhodes' dad, but the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, was, I think, used to be the parade leader for the Strawberry Festival, and they had a giant cutout of him and stuff, and I was like, oh, snap.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. And I'm like, that's freaking cool. I love that. And so yeah, that was neat. That was a little something for me. And
I didn't know. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So and I hope he did it in his like polka dot outfit and was like just strutting down the streets of Plant City. Like
dude, back when the cotton was high, that was real.
Yeah,
that was real.
So
I'm surprised you don't remember that.
I don't.
Because you would have been little, but like that would have worked.
But to be fair, my love for wrestling had been in the past very intermittent. So I was I would know who all the top guys were, and he was a top guy too. But like
he was.
But he wasn't like Hogan or Macho Man, like
way back in the day too.
Even further than that. Yes. So yeah. So I don't know. I might have been too little for it, but still, it was neat to find that out. And then you could also squeeze his udders.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
Now, did those colors run?
They did, but they were that was by intent. That was by design. So yeah.
Oh okay. So I had a weird thing happen.
Oh, okay.
This is fucking weird. And
okay.
I don't know what to make of this.
All right.
So the other day, the dates can become very important. I was just hanging out. I was kind of at loose ends for the night. I had done a bunch of stuff in the yard. I was like kind of tired. And I was like, I'm gonna watch like a movie or a show or something tonight. Like on my iPad, I'm gonna hang out, and this is all I wanted to do. So I'm looking around, and there was a bunch of different stuff I had thought about watching. I kind of have gone back and tried to watch movies I haven't seen, and stuff like that. So I watched a lot of little stuff. I was kind of sorry. I was in between listening to my audiobook.
Okay.
Watching some there's a show I started watching I wound up giving up on. But at the time it was in contention. Or watch something different.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? I'm watching something different. And I'm like, you know what? I've never seen The Purge.
Oh.
So I'm gonna watch The Purge because I was like, I never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
The trailers for it just made it seem like home invasion torture porn to me. And I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have much to recommend it. I knew that Michael Bay was involved in it, and I was kind of like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm fine. if I hear enough people that I really respect come and tell me, yo, no, dog, The Purge, or you gotta
Right.
see it, then I'll go see it.
Mm.
And I didn't have those people talk to me. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna watch The Purge. That's what I'm gonna do. And so I watched it. And then they had the other movies. And I was like, well, I'll watch Purge Anarchy. So I watched that.
Oh, the sequels.
The sequels. Yeah. Then I was like, I'll watch Purge Election Year, because that's the next one.
That's the next one.
And I spent a whole last night watching these 3 movies. So I'm on the back porch finishing up Election Year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I'm good. Like I'm kind of done. It's like 1 a.m. I'm like, I'm good.
Mm.
I, shut the take it, close the app on the iPad. It shows me the date.
Yeah.
And it's March 22nd.
Okay.
In the universe of The Purge, The Purge starts March 21st at 7 p.m.
Okay.
and ends March 22nd at 7 a.m.
Oh,
12 hours.
Did you plan that?
I watched no.
That's amazing.
I watched all the first 3 Purge movies in a row inside of the time of The Purge in canon.
That's amazing.
And I was trying to figure out. I texted Lex. I was like, Lex, this happened to me. I don't know what happened.
Right.
And she was like, oh, did you see anything on social media about it? Like maybe people were posting more about it because it was Purge Day.
Yeah.
And I was like, honestly, I've been so busy that day working on stuff. I didn't really get on socials at all.
Mhm.
Like there'll be whole days I don't open Instagram or Facebook or anything.
Yeah.
I just or Twitter or nothing. Like I just won't do it.
Right.
And that was definitely one of those days. I was working on a project, which I'm going to talk to you about later, which is really fun. And then working on house stuff and whatever. And I was just off it.
Yeah.
That's why I was so tired. That's why I was like, I'm just going to veg out and watch movies instead of like work on other stuff because I was so tired. I tried to figure out, and I just searched it out on Prime. I didn't even see the thing. I just seen The Purge like several weeks ago, and it was in my head. I was like, I have not seen The Purge. That's a movie I want to catch up on.
Right.
How fucking weird is that?
That is very weird.
That's got to happen. You go and do that 1 out of 365 days.
Yeah.
And I did it.
And you did it.
That day.
Just happened.
And
Yeah.
I'll say this. They're good. Like, I didn't expect the social commentary that was in it.
Oh,
I didn't
really?
expect the political commentary in it. Nope.
I thought that was kind of like I thought that was the hook. Like they get you, or not the hook, but the what am I trying to say? No. That is the hook, because the worm is the all the horror and scary stuff. That's the worm that like you want to eat it.
Yeah.
But then the hook is the political stuff.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw one called Election Year, I was like, wow.
Okay, that was a little on the nose.
But by that time, I'd already seen the social commentary in the first movie.
Yeah.
Which is the weakest movie, actually, because they get better. I don't know if you've seen them. Have you seen all the Purge?
No. I am utterly terrified of home invasion, and so
Okay. So you'll only home invasion is a little part of all of it, but if you guys have seen the Purge movies, you're like, here comes Ryan from literally like 8 years ago now. Like, and now he's telling me about the Purge, but. The first movie with Ethan Hawke is the big home invasion movie. That is very much like a Night of the Living Dead, The Thing kind of siege movie. The Thing is more like the enemies in the house, but like Assault on Precinct 13, like that kind of movie where the all you see of the Purge is this one group of people that come to this house. That's it. Like in Anarchy, it becomes basically the Warriors. Which I'm like, I'm in.
That's cool.
Because it's about people that get stuck outside during the Purge. So like they're stranded downtown, and they have to like get out and get safe, and people are running around all fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That is a much better movie. Also, I was talking to Preston a little bit about it because we worked this week together. And I kind of made this connection to the Warriors. I'm like, it is so much like the Warriors because everybody's all themed out. Like, you're going through a dangerous city.
Yeah. And
like you've got a bunch of dudes dressed as nuns with masks on. And you're like, oh, that's the nun guys.
Yeah.
Then you have a bunch of like yuppie jocks in these masks, like with golf clubs. And they're like they're like doing tee shots off of people's mouths and stuff like that. And you're like, oh, that's their thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool in that way.
Yeah.
And characters continue from one movie to the next, which I didn't know.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
like a character you see in the first movie, he winds up making it to the other two movies in the original trilogy as well. Anyway, I had a really good time.
Huh.
I'm watching. So then there's a fourth movie called The First Purge, which is like a prequel.
Yeah.
Because they originally did The Purge as an experiment on Staten Island.
Mm.
So this movie is about the Staten Island experiment, where it's just Staten Island.
Oh, okay.
And it's like the first Purge. Then they made a Purge TV show on USA Network, which you might tell yourself, all right, how
good can that
how
be?
twisted can USA get?
Yeah.
But I'll remind you that USA made one of the single best seasons of television ever in The Sinner season 1.
Mm.
Have you seen The Sinner?
I have not.
Jessica Biel.
Okay.
Acting her ass off, super dramatic fashion. One of the most twisted, stylistic, eerie, and like strangely grief-filled seasons of television I've ever seen.
Oh.
Like, I cannot recommend The Sinner enough.
Yeah.
You and Shannon would die over that show. It is so amazing. And so when I'm like, oh, I know how USA rolls.
Yeah.
USA can fuck around and make a show. And I gotta say, The Purge ran 2 seasons. I'm almost done with season 1, and it's really good.
Yeah.
And I'm about after that, I'm gonna watch The Forever Purge, which is the most recent movie, which Preston said isn't as good. But anyway, that's what I've been doing. And then we had that show that we did sound for at Sunrake. Shout out to Craigie Gravy.
Oh yeah.
And all the bands that came out to the spring break show. It was really fun running sound for that. Working with you was a lot of fun.
Likewise. Yes.
And yeah, you and me make the world better.
We do. We make it go round.
To make it
make a thing go right.
Like yeah, that's it.
Take it out of sight.
Take it out of sight. Make it out of sight. That's what we did. Anyway, but yeah, check out the Purge movies if you haven't seen them. They're fun. And yeah, very much more like the Warriors than I imagined they'd be. So yeah, the first movie is Super Home Invasion, but then the other ones are more like the Warriors. You're in the street trying to get out, trying to last the night.
Well, that sounds fun.
With all these, crazy people.
Yeah.
And obviously there's a lot of good social commentary about like what it would do to society.
Right.
Stuff like just obvious shit, because it's very well thought out. It's kind of like, so like, if your neighbor tries to kill you on Purge night,
right,
and it's legal, and they don't get it done. Let's say you barricade your door, or by the time they break in, the Purge siren rings and it's over.
Mm-hmm.
That guy goes back to living next door. Man, how do you live with that shit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I love that. I love that they have to adapt.
At 8 a.m., that shit's cold-blooded murder.
Right.
And likewise, in this, kind of twisted version of America, the crime is way down because the punishments for crimes are wildly bad.
Right.
Like, it's a little bit like you have one night of the year to do whatever you want, but the rest of the time, we're throwing the book at anybody.
Yeah.
So murder carries like a life sentence or more likely a death sentence. So nobody going to do no murders.
Yeah.
Because they're going to save it for Purge night. But imagine sitting on that for a year.
Yeah.
That your neighbor is like, hey, buddy, got a little crazy last night. You're like, yeah, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And then imagine a year later, if you're still living there, what Purge night's going to look like.
Well, see,
you both want to kind of go.
I like the opposite of that. I like thinking about knowing that, what positive things are going to be to where you're like, oh, well, I'm actually going to, maybe towards the end, or 6 months leading up to that date. So in October, you start seeing just people start being nicer and start trying to do things to yeah, that's just fascinating to me, how that would affect things.
No, it's true. I mean, one interesting thing to talk about, that they explore in the show because they have more time, is other stuff you can do on the Purge.
Oh,
That's not murder.
besides not murder.
Like
Okay.
break into ATMs and
Oh.
steal all the money, or rob a bank,
Right.
or like other things, like sell all these boosted ass cars because it's
Yeah.
free today, or like, and now you've always have the threat of violence because anyone can kill you at any time.
Right.
But like, it's interesting to think about other shit you could do that's not murder.
Right.
It's more like if you always wanted to drive your car as fast as you can through the city,
Yeah.
like you can do that.
You could do that, but you might die.
But you might die, and it's just very interesting.
No, I'm totally
and yeah,
fascinated
the TV show is interesting because it explores, like, for example, the TV show brings about the idea of hired killers.
Yeah.
Because think about how much money you can make. Being like, you're a rich person, you don't want to get your hands dirty. You give me the name, only pay me on purge night, because it'd be illegal if you gave me money for a murder before purge night. Give me the money on purge night. You can. I have a GoPro on, and you can watch me live stream. I'm gonna go do all my hits, and I'm unrecallable. It's almost like a nuke. When you launch it, the job happens. So you can even set that up where, like, you don't even do the murder. Hiring an assassin.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Is legal.
Oh, it's
during the so it's anyway.
No, that's great.
Really well thought out, and yeah, I was surprised, and then I watched it all on fucking purge night, which is
that's amazing.
That's weird. Anyways, you want to get into some issues?
Yeah, let's get into some issues. Speaking of issues.
All right. Woo, boy, it is the beginning of a new era. Tales of the TMNT Volume 2, Number 1. We knew this was looming in the future. There's quite a good number of issues of it, which is really cool.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it's really exciting to see this kind of come back. This cover, what do you think about this cover, Eric? Because I've got something I want to point out right off the bat.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if you nail it. Let's see if you what is a thing that sticks out to you about this cover?
Well, the first thing are this super long bandanas. That's really neat. And I do kind of like that a lot. The coloring is interesting. I mean, it's correct because they're backlit, but it's a little too dark in my opinion. Like it's like, because you're looking at all four turtles and they're coming out of like a archway where there's a whole lot of light behind them, but so they're very well backlit, but the front it's just very dark. And so I still like it. It's still
I am curious about this. I'm curious to get. This might be a hard issue to get because it's number 1. It might be worth a little bit, but I like to see the actual cover.
Oh,
because maybe the scan made it like really contrasting.
Scan, yeah, it could be.
Yeah, it could be that. But yeah, because what I'm saying is, like, I'm picking up what you're saying, because like it either needs to be the brights need to be brighter, for contrast, or the darks need to be lightened, because it almost has, like, if I was critiquing this like someone's miniature painting,
right,
I would say you need to have more mid-tones, right? It's either the shadow or it's bright,
right.
I'd be like, you need a bit of a transition there.
Yeah.
But it does have high contrast.
It does, but it looks cool. I mean, the art is really neat.
It's Michael Dooney, bro. Like Michael Dooney, top to bottom. I mean, we know we love his work. I mean,
absolutely.
So, hello.
Yeah.
I want to point out the author and artist credit in the masthead.
Oh, yeah.
This has never been done, to my knowledge, by Mirage, ever.
That's interesting.
This is 2004. The Rockstar era is 10 years old. And they have never done this. Mirage, the regular Mirage run continues to not have that.
Right.
And I thought it was a welcome modern addition to this cover, to this masthead.
Oh, I agree. Honest. I think it might have something to do with him, with Peter trying to persuade. I mean, we'll read it in a second, but where he talks about,
I'll read it pretty fast.
Yeah, where he talks about like getting everybody on board to do it. It doesn't sound like there was like a lot. It doesn't sound like there was pushback, but he did mention it being awkward and some stuff at first. But like, I wonder if that has anything to do with like that, or if maybe he was like, I want them to get a segue too. So if I put their names on the Masthead, maybe they'll get some more money and they can buy a Segway and they can go with me and Stan Sakai and we can just go,
because he needs some
cruising.
Segway backup.
He does.
This guy in the letter section of the other issue we're going to discuss in Mainline Mirage, your boy is still having trouble with criticism over his Segway love.
Oh, I can't wait. That's what I'm here for.
Backup. I also wonder if it's because Brizuela is the artist in this issue.
Okay.
He is not an in-house Mirage guy. He has done work for Marvel and DC and a lot of other companies, but up to before this, and then he still works now.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that was not something that he had to have done.
Could be.
Because of the Big 3 work he did, where it's like, I expect my artist name is on the cover.
Right.
That is what the Bill of Rights did. And I wonder if the
Creators Bill of Rights.
But it does sound like the actual U.S. Bill of Rights.
My first thought was that, but then I remembered that, it was the other one. Sorry.
I was trying to shorten it, but I can't get caught slacking.
I'm sorry.
The Creators Bill of Rights, ensured that these names would be on the covers, and it really led to the Rockstar era in comics. We covered this a lot back in the early days of the podcast when Peter and Kevin were very much involved in helping form this and promote it, and leading to Jim Lee and everyone else's names on the Michael Brian Bendis and everybody else on the front of covers, where they became rock stars instead of just staff hands. Mirage has run in a very staff hand way.
Yes.
Ever since then, funny enough. But I do wonder if it was the new artist that did this.
Yeah. I don't know, but I'm here for it.
I like it.
I like it too.
It jumped off to me. That those last names jumped at me. I'm like, oh my God.
Well,
are those creator names on the cover of a comic in Mirage? What?
I can't read, so like they didn't mean it meant nothing to me. Yeah. So this is just turtle pictures to me.
And I do believe, I'll double check something.
But I will say I do like the artwork in this issue a lot. I think it's really neat. But it does feel of its time a little bit, but not in like a dated way, but more so like a distinct kind of way.
Oh yeah, no, it's very un-Mirage.
Yes.
The closest I think he comes, and we'll look more at the art in a minute, is kind of like a Ken Mitroni. It's not even like that. It actually feels a lot like IDW.
Yeah.
Like that style, which,
it does.
Spoiler alert, Brizuela did work on IDW when it came out. So
full circle.
He worked on the new animated adventures.
Okay. So that would have been the 2012 series being animated.
Yes.
Yeah.
But his art is amazing. He also did a lot of stuff with Marvel Babies. It wasn't called that, but you know what I'm talking about? Like the Chibi.
Yeah.
Marvel. They had like a series of comics.
Yeah.
He did a lot of work there.
Yeah, there's a guy that is known for that, but I can't think of his name off the top of my head, and I follow him.
I know. He did a
It's not Yost. That's a writer.
Nope. I have a print of his on my fridge. So it's the
Scotty Young. Got it.
Yep, Scotty Young. It's Scotty Young. Very Scotty Young-esque.
Off the dome.
I think that was a print from AVX.
Yes.
Like they had Scotty Young do the AVX where they're all like in the kitchen trying to get stuff like Spider-Man's trying to get the cookies off the top of the fridge, and like Magneto's there, and it's like a whole 9 yards. That was cool. But yeah, very Scotty Young and / Shelley Duncan kind of like IDW vibe to him.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is the soliloquy that your boy Peter Laird wrote to introduce us to it. I'll read it out for our audio listeners. Gotta speak at length here.
Oh yeah.
It says, let me tell you a story. Back in 2001, when I decided to revive the black and white Mirage TMNT title, one of the key questions I asked myself was, when should this new series take place? There were a few options. It could pick up right where we left off in Mirage Volume 2, the Color Series. It could start from square one and be a wholly new telling of the TMNT story. Or it could start at a point in time roughly equal to the amount of real time that has passed since the Color series ended. I chose the third option, which immediately opened up a gap of about 15 years in the lives of the Turtles, a blank slate territory, wherein any number of untold Turtle tales could be set. And it was my intention that I would use this blank slate to tell all new flashback-style TMNT stories within the pages of my new TMNT comic. It didn't quite work out that way. What did happen was I got so into telling the ongoing story of the Turtles in my bi-monthly TMNT Volume 4 title that I quickly realized that it would be a long time, if ever, that I'd be able to touch upon that 15-year period and tell stories from those secret years. But I still thought it would be fun to explore that period, filling in the gaps and expanding the ever-growing tapestry of the Turtles' history. And it was dawning on me that the perfect venue for these stories would be a revived Tales of the TMNT title. Fans of the Turtles, especially fans of the old Mirage comics, will remember Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as a short-lived 7 issues but fun series, which was drawn by Jim Lawson and inked by, quote, super adaptoid Ryan Brown, parentheses, so named because, if need required, he could mimic uncannily any inking style, which is true. Ryan Brown's inks are like god tier.
Mm-hmm.
Stories were written mostly by Jim and/or Ryan, with a little editorial meddling from me and/or Kevin Eastman. I wrote and did layouts for one issue, the final one. Tales introduced several important characters into the Mirage universe, most notably Rat King and Leatherhead. The stories were quirky and a lot of fun. The book, a perfect place to publish out-of-continuity Turtle stories. I was sad to see Tales go. So I started to bug my pals here at Mirage Studios, trying to get them interested in creating stories which would fit into this untold period of the Turtles' lives. And they stepped up. First and foremost, Steve Murphy, which, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, I hear that name, I'm like,
Excited.
6 to midnight.
Oh, yeah.
Who became, and you'll see it in this issue because the writing is like wildly good.
Yeah.
Who became the driving and organizing force behind the comic you now hold. Jim Lawson, Dan Berger, and Eric Talbot also signed on, along with some new to the TMNT creators that Murphy lined up, as well as Archie Comics TMNT Adventures favorite, Chris Allen, baby.
Woo! Love him.
Let's go. The rules I set out as editor and creative consultant for the new Tales were fairly straightforward. The stories had to conform to existing, quote, official Mirage continuity and to what I thought could have happened to the Turtles during that 15 years or before, such as this first tale, but no, quote, future stories. So he's kind of laying out the groundwork of like, during the 15 years, maybe side stories from the present, way back in the past when they were younger, but no future Shark trilogy shit's going to go down in this book. Because I have not fully thought out what the Turtles' lives were like during that period, it became a situation of, quote, I'll know it when I see it. In other words, when presented with a story concept, I would have to judge it on my own very subjective and somewhat nebulous idea of what would or would not be appropriate as a story about the Turtles. This was initially a bit awkward, and has since, at least from my perspective, become a very satisfying way to collaborate. It's been a pleasure to work with these creators on their stories, sometimes really getting into the guts of them, other times only making a few detailed comments. It's also fun to indulge in a bit of cross-pollination between titles. For example, a throwaway line about the incident with the werewolves from Leo in issue 4 of Volume 4 has led to a story about that incident. And I do remember
I'm excited about that. Yes.
Yeah. And that's from about that incident, Tales number 4. So we know what Tales number 4 is about. I deliberately, you're going to like this, because I read this and I was like, oh, damn.
Oh, yeah.
And I deliberately threw in a few strange new characters in the funeral of Splinter Scene in issue 11 of Volume 4 in the hopes that somebody might want to tell their stories.
Yeah.
In fact, Tales number 10 is going to be exactly what that is for one of those characters, which is interesting.
That's so exciting.
So we called that out. We're like, who are those guys? It turns out, like,
we didn't
your
know.
boy Peter was like,
I don't know.
I don't know who those guys are. You tell me. You know?
Yeah.
That's what I pay you guys for. On the flip side, while it hasn't happened yet, I'm sure that some of the stuff that appears in this new Tales series is going to affect what happens in my book. Now, let us all tell you some stories. And that is signed editor, creative consultant Peter Laird.
You forgot. It says sent from my Segway at the bottom. You forgot.
Sent from my Segway,
Yeah.
Peter Laird.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. Sent from my Segway at UMass.
Yes.
Peter Laird. And then, of course, you get a little bit of a masthead at the bottom, kind of a creative block. letting you know that if for this series, your editor, creative consultant is Peter Laird, managing editor Stephen Murphy, production design is Eric Talbot. So that's like that's the trio right there that are kind of like heading up this Tales project.
Yeah.
And of course, you're going to have, that's your creative eye side there, your executive branch. You're going to have a bunch of different people come back in. I'm really excited to see Chris Allen in this series.
Oh yeah.
Like, I can't wait
Me
for him
too.
to come back.
Definitely.
Because fans of the podcast and fans of Adventures know when Kim Mitchell left, we didn't know what the fuck we were going to do.
Yeah.
To be 100. And Chris Allen came in and gave us like, I think the second half of that series. I swear to God, he was on art for like most of that.
Yeah.
And it was great.
It's fantastic.
So, yep, I know that was rather long, but that is kind of Peter's like whole explanation of what we're doing here with Tales.
Yeah.
The relaunch of Tales.
Yeah, Chris Allen and Dan Berger, just two. They're very similar, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
But just they are my turtles. That's. If you're dealing with, especially if you're dealing with something animated series kind of stuff, that's usually my default. Like the two that I really love,
without a doubt.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's I can't remember his name now. The artist that did, I know we talked about it back in the day, but the artist that did Strong Bad. You're like.
For
not
Homestar Runner?
Strong Bad, but nope, no, not Strong Bad. I'm thinking about the comic series, the noir with the animals.
The noir with animals. Hold on.
The noir comic with the animals that had like the cat and like he was a detective.
Why am I?
And then
it was in the Turtles series, or no? It was separate.
No, it wasn't in the Turtle series. It was just a really cool comic.
Oh, you're talking about Black Sad.
Black Sad. Like how the art for Black Sad like had to be that way.
Yeah.
Or it's not Black Sad.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
That's what they did.
Yeah.
Like Allen and Berger, like their art just goes down smooth, man. That's like the highest compliment.
Absolutely.
Like it goes down super smooth. So, and this is funny because we have, I wonder if like this will be a bit of a formula too, where Lawson, because he's a lot more in charge of maybe of like doing bigger stuff in the thing, just draws the first panel.
Yeah.
But that's what happens here. So we open up on a Jim Lawson sign because he's just doing one. He's just doing one. So it's like, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know? And again, I can see a lot more detail because Lawson's like taking his time.
Right.
Like he's got to do one, and now this thing looks monstrous and badass, right? Like, so I wonder if they'll keep this up because I like it. I like having like one artist, maybe even because Lawson has such a history with Tales.
Right.
If he just like introduced each issue like this and then let everyone else take it off the thing. But we open up on a one-page splash signed by Lawson of the four turtles battling what looks like a giant earthworm coming out of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say right now, this issue is very wordy. So I'm not going to read every word in this issue because if I did, we would be here for 100 years.
That's true.
But I definitely recommend, if you can, pick this issue up and buy it if you can find it, and check it out because the writing in here it's very wordy, but it's very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we open up with the turtles fighting what looks like a giant earthworm coming out of the ground. And Donnie is saying, like, it says, Charles Darwin's final book was titled The Formation of Vegetable Mold Through the Action of Worms, a bestseller when it came out in 1881. It was one of the first books to show the physical influence a biological organism had on its environment and proved how something so small and seemingly inconsequential could affect the world in a big way. And I just want to say this is like the most Stephen Murphy writing that's ever happened.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because he is a huge environmentalist and just like, yeah. And what's really cool is this whole issue is kind of about evolution and stuff, and it's a huge walk through Donnie's head, which is awesome. And he says, kind of at the end of this, he talks about how Darwin was obsessed with earthworms. Like he spent the last years of his life studying them and stuff like that. And then it says, my name's Donatello, and these are the sort of things I like to think about. It's the way I am. It's the way I've always been. Let me tell you a story. And I'm like, you got me.
You got me.
And Donnie's the one in the bottom right corner that's like coming out of this fight kind of looking at you,
right,
almost like talking to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though it's all in narration blocks.
Right.
And then we get the title Not Forgotten.
Mm.
Story by Steve Murphy. Art by Dario Brizuela. Layouts Frontispiece by
Ooh,
Jim Lawson.
frontispiece.
I love that frontispiece, bro. I'm like, damn, dog, get fancy.
That's some highfalutin.
Letters, Eric Talbot. I'm like, Eric, what? On the lettering? Cover was Michael Dooney, of course. And so like many Stephen Murphy projects open, it opens with a bird in flight because that's that's like the Stephen Murphy motif.
Mm-hmm.
And it says again, narration. Although I was aware that it was the centennial of the publication of Darwin's book on worms, I didn't give it much thought at the time. I was 12 years old and obsessed with my own interest, the history of New York. For the island later to be named Manhattan was wild and relatively untouched. Wolves and cougars were the predominant prey species at this time, while eagles, ospreys, and various hawks ruled its skies.
Mm.
And it just continues to go on. And I said, it's almost like I want to sit down and story time this entire issue. But I swear to God, it'd take forever.
Oh, absolutely.
But it is awesome writing.
Yeah.
It is all Donnie narrating the history of like the multiple discoveries of Manhattan.
Right.
In short, April 1584, a European ship, the Dauphine, sailed into what is now New York Harbor, seeking to find a passage to the Orient. He talks about Giovanni di Verrazzano. Once a famous corsair, which is like a pirate. Now whatever, and he lands there, and basically, in letters to his king was like, we tried to take a woman and a child.
Yeah.
The woman fought so hard we didn't want to do it, but we just took the kid and went away.
Jeez.
And Donnie's like, yeah, sounds like a real nice guy.
Yeah.
Then it's like 2 years later, a second European ship discovered New York. This one flew the flag of King Charles of Spain and was sailed by Esteban Gomez, a Portuguese of African ancestry. He gets there and he's kind of like, yeah, we can't really get in here because the Hudson's frozen.
Right.
Which, if you live up in New York, like, yeah, like you can't get to because it's all frozen. So he's like, but he saw Manhattan and moved on. 83 years later, in 1609, came the Half Moon, a ship contracted by the Dutch East India Company looking for a faster all-water route to China and commanded by an Englishman, Henry Hudson. And he sailed up the river that they named after him later, the Hudson River. And I'm eating this up. I'm like, oh, this is the shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I love this. This very much reminds me like how my brother Shane's mind works. He is so obsessed with history and just like drilling into the history of like Anne Place.
Yeah.
Like, this is 100% him. It says that Hudson actually sailed up the river and then was kind of like, oh, this don't go to the Orient.
Nope.
I'm going to hang out. Met the Native American tribes there. He claimed the land for the Dutch, and then traded and was kind of like, fucking Dutch India Company's going to love this shit because like, there's furs to be had for trinkets, boys, because that is how it went down back in the day. Like when Europeans first found the Native Americans, they had like raw goods because they were like living off the land. They had like furs, they had meat, they had like freaking arrowheads, they had all this shit they had been working on, like raw goods.
Yeah.
And we brought over like, this is a piece of glass, and they're like, I'll literally give you every pelt for that.
Right.
And we're like, sounds good. You know what I mean? Like there was a trade in equity going on there. And that Hudson, began the exploitation of that.
Yeah.
And I love this so much because then we cut to, first of all, can I just say that Brizuela's art just in this history section is so good.
It is. It reminds me of Humberto Ramos
sharp.
a little bit.
Yes. I absolutely see it. It is sharp, bro. It is sharp, and it is just like kind of what I want right now.
Oh,
like it feels great. Then we cut to the city, the sewer grate in Manhattan, and it's Donnie finishing up, which they called New Netherland, and to form their first settlement, New Amsterdam, which is today's New York.
Yeah,
and you see he's now in the sewer, and Mikey's like cool, and Raph's like boring. And, Splinter's like, indeed, Michelangelo, thank you, Donatello, for sharing that with us. And off the bat, you see these turtles, and you're like, okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
They are very Shelley Duncan, IDW style. a little of that. Like, again, he's sharper. Kim Mitroni, Chris Allen, they're rounder. They're more
Yes.
like animated.
Yes.
This is sharper. But these round heads, like very round heads, this is, I wouldn't, honestly, I know it's not Shelley Duncan. I would literally, like, believe he drew this. Like, it winds up being a great template for later IDW design.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, so just Brizuela, gigantic art props. It's just amazing. So yeah, so it's Donnie kind of saying, "Well, thanks, Sensei. You know, I can't believe someone threw this away into the sewers." And I thought about us talking about like people just throwing books.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
down the toilet. Like what? And he talks about the book's ultra old too. You know, and Mikey's kind of fantasizing like, "Dude, Donnie, wouldn't it be great to be an explorer, like in a ship or a spaceship?" And then Donnie says, "That's interesting. The Half Moon is sort of the Apollo 11 of its time."
Oh,
and I'm like, "That's cool," you know. And I love it because Raph's, and remember, they're 12 years old.
yeah.
So this is one of those past stories. This is a past story.
Yes.
This is like old.
They're not even technically teenagers yet.
No, they're not technically teenagers yet. So Raph throws a sigh at the book and says, "Explore this," like knocks it out of Donnie's hands. And a map falls out. And also number one, love this frame of just the way Splinter looks, but Splinter snatching the book out of the air.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool as shit. He's like,
oh, yeah.
And he
Old
says,
dad
like,
style.
"No milk and cookies for you tonight, Raphael." And I'm like, "Oh, shit." But they find a map that was like tucked inside the book. And the map says dinosaur tracks. And it has like a map of the sewer system. And they're like, "Bro," and there's like apparently a spring under the city and all this stuff. And they're like, "We should go exploring." This panel on the bottom of this page is so good.
Oh, yeah, where they both say it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, "We should go exploring." And obviously, old dad's going to try to put the kibosh on that because, like, we learned they've never left the sewer without him, really.
Right.
Like for an extended period of time.
This is the first. This is the first night that they will spend alone, or Splinter will spend without them.
Yeah. They'll be separated for a night, which is pretty foundational.
Absolutely.
So this goes back, like, this story. It's like it picks like the first issue of this is like, yeah, the turtle's like first mission.
Yeah.
Really, without Splinter, like overnight, like exploring, basically out looking for trouble, right? Which was like the classic Kevin and Peter mandate from the early Mirage. Like they're just walking around and they're kind of looking for trouble, and then something finds them. You know what I mean? So and they say, like, you know, Raph says, "We want to go alone, Master. Like, we don't want to have you hanging around."
Right.
And Leo steps up, and this is important because it's referenced later. He steps and says, "I'll make sure we're careful, Master." And then the narrator block says, "While Master Splinter did his best to appear upbeat and supportive, it must have been so hard for him. It was the first night we would spend away from him."
Yeah.
And yes, so they start plotting a course and looking around, and it's interesting because at one point Donnie's like, "Yeah, I almost thought maybe Splinter had followed us for a little bit. I can almost imagine him back there." And you see art of him like stalking them, and you don't know whether it's in his imagination or if it's real,
Right.
which I really liked.
Oh, yeah.
But he does say, like, I imagine he would have, for at least for a little while, making sure we are all right. Poor Master Splinter. And you gotta think, I mean, this is Donnie writing kind of from now.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah,
ostensibly after the death of Splinter.
Could be.
So it could be. It kind of makes a thing.
It does.
So they're exploring, and Mikey gets the map upside down. They have a new map because Splinter said you gotta have a new map. So they have a new map and the old map so they don't get lost, because the old map is old and Splinter's worried about everything changing, like new walls could be built, that they get lost. And they're like, no, we got the new map. Well, Mikey had the new map upside down, so they were just going wherever.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he says, sewer lines. There's a line that's here that's really interesting. So Leo takes the map from Mikey, and he's like, "Dude," and then it says, "Frankly, I was surprised that it had taken Leo that long to work his way into a position of control.
Yeah.
Although I was glad that he had." And I'm like, that's a cool reference to
That is.
like Leo becoming a leader because
Yeah.
he told Splinter they were going to be okay, and then he takes the map from Mikey and he's like, Mikey, you can't read a map, bro. And then
Right.
he starts working on it.
Yeah.
And
But I love how
Mikey likes to.
But I love how he gave him enough time. He let him try it. He let him do it.
Yeah.
Didn't immediately take it from him. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I it's cool. And just a great scene of the brothers down here with, Donnie with his old map, Leo now taking charge of the new map, Mikey making a face at Leo's back, like,
Yeah.
nah, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Raphael throwing like what I guess is like super slime at him.
Yeah,
and,
I don't know.
It's just a cool brotherly shot. It's
is.
very, very, very Turtles as young kids.
Yeah.
So they go on and they wait a minute, my markers aren't here. I can't tell if I'm just about to give off to you. Okay. So they find old abandoned subway cars.
Yeah.
At one point, they find like the walls of what used to be an aqueduct back
Right.
like in the early days of the city. Like it says that it seems like they're going further back in time as they follow this map.
Yeah.
And again, awesome dialogue or narration blocks from Donnie. That again, it's a pleasure to read them. The writing is so good.
Oh yeah, and then
it gives such a cool insight to his like mind.
it does. I love it. And Michelangelo when they get to the aqueduct, Michelangelo starts singing, "Aqueduct, my friend, don't you start away uneasy." And I'm like, okay, you don't just put that in there for no reason.
No, I didn't get the reference.
So it's a Jethro Tull song from 1971 called Aqualung. He's appropriating it. Yeah.
I don't know if I ever knew the words to that song. I think I just heard it. It was like it was like kind of like blah 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 blah. I was like, okay. That's pretty good. They're picking their way through. Again, another bottom right corner of this page, a great shot of Donnie with his staff, like peering into the future. Like I don't know, just some of the artist is very expressive.
Oh yeah.
Like he's like leading the charge for this discovery. So they get to like what he describes as a spiral passageway that wasn't noted on any map, and they're kind of like, oh man, maybe it was like a tunnel for like the Underground Railroad. Maybe it was a bootlegging operation tunnel, and I'll hand it off to you here. It says, and eventually arrived at what remained of the ruins of the island's original Dutch settlement, New Amsterdam. And they walk up to it.
Yeah.
And you can see these little buildings and stuff. And it's super cool. Like, it's just super neat.
It is. It's very interesting. And especially to think that, like, this could still be left under there, like, untouched. Like, that's kind of wild.
Yeah, do you remember in the, the TMNT 87 animated series season 1, the really short season where they fight, they basically battle at the Technodrome.
Yes.
And there's that weird ass city underneath the ground. Remember that? And we were like,
vaguely, yes.
There's buildings, and we're like, where are you?
Yeah, where are we?
This is literally what that looked like.
Yeah.
But we were like, are you going to explain what's up with this city under here?
Can we come back to this? Yeah. No, we're just going to move on.
This sounds like lore.
Yeah.
Nope. They just fight there. Okay.
Yeah. I know that the 2003 series touches on some stuff like this, but more of like in a supernatural or other alien species kind of way. But it's pretty neat one way or the other. So, so they arrive there and they set up camp. And Donnie keeps reading and is talking about the fate of the explorers. And so
cool, like ghost story vibes.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Definitely. And this page is beautiful, by the way.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, just such a layouts are beautiful. Art is gorgeous.
So he continues to talk about Hudson and his end. And let's see. He says that he kept trying to go through and make a polar expedition to the east, but kept failing. So his crew mutinied and left him and his young son in a small boat near Newfoundland, never to be seen again. And the art of that is great, just sitting there and just in the boat. Just imagine like your dad being a fool, and then like you're like, oh well, you're stuck with your dad. Like shit.
Me and you.
Yep. So then he talks about Verrazano. Eventually makes landfall in the Caribbean islands, but is met with some more or different kind of Native American or people that are cannibals, and they end
after
up
that long pig.
Yeah, they end up eating him. And so Mikey just happens to be eating beef jerky at the same time, which is interesting. So they make some jokes, and I like that they keep talking, and Donatello says very Darwinian of whatever they're talking about, and then Raph goes very geekian. And I don't know, I just like how it feels a little like trite sometimes because it feels like it's forced, but that's only because we know the turtles so well and we've seen it years and years. But like, even still, I don't know, I just think the brother like banter is just really good here and everything.
Yeah.
So
and all the turtles feel real. Like Raph at 12, dude.
Yeah.
Would have been so obnoxious.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like so obnoxious.
Well, Raphael ends up picking up a arrowhead that he doesn't say anything about, but Donatello sees it. And so it kind of makes him feel like, okay, he's not expressing himself though in a way to let me know that he's interested or into this thing. Like that, there's something there that's a little deeper, which is
that
really
was
neat.
cool.
It was. And then the next day they find the dinosaur tracks that were mentioned on the map, and they've got a bunch of different tracks and stuff like that. So they're all getting excited. They don't know what species they are except for dead. And they end up making their way to a shortcut that Leo finds, but it looks like it's man-made, not naturally eroded by water going through. And so by the time they get to the end of it, they find themselves in like a city, much like you were talking about in season 1 of the animated series, where it's just like unlike anything you've ever seen, or maybe you've seen it before, but there's not enough distinct like design choices and architecture that makes it to where you can like especially Donatello can't figure out where this is from or what's going on, but they find a spring next to it, and so Donnie is like, okay, cool, well I'm gonna like I'll be in a well, everyone's like, oh, last one in's a rotten egg, and they're all gonna jump in and everything, and he's like, well, hold on, I just want to do some experiments. And so he's got this like chemistry set that's in this shoebox that what was it? A cigar box that he talks about in a little bit. But he talks about basically he's doing all this stuff to try to test the water and the pH and all these different things, and to see if it's a potable. And he reminiscing now, thinking about this story, but while narrating it and saying about how much he has missed out on because he was too busy wanting to study everything and like do all this research. And that just hit
so good.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Well,
it did.
They realize that there are fishes in the water, and they're the little white fishes, and Donnie deduces that like these are just creatures that science hadn't found up until that point.
They're all blind and they're all albino. And he's like, well, this is some new shit. And so then they find what looks like a lobster trap, but turns out to be a turtle trap. And they turn around and they find these creatures that look like, I'm going to say, like a very thin, half-naked Martian Manhunter-esque kind of visual, but with pointy, like, amphibious ears. And so they're just in the water. There's like 6 of them. And they're also incredibly anthropomorphic, at least from the waist up. I mean, they have like human abs, chest, arm muscles. Like, they're not like monsters of some alien type.
There's enough.
They have enough of us in there, that you're like, okay, interesting. Like,
and then you got to think that being the turtles, knowing that you don't look human, your dad's a rat guy, a rat-faced dude guy, and they look kind of similar to, not dissimilar from what you look like without a shell, pretty much. So like, but then you back up a little bit, they come on shore and you realize that they're half worm from the waist down. And so they realize that, the trap was from them. These guys eat turtles. We're turtles. They want to eat us. So one of my favorite things is that Raphael's like, like those cannibals ate Verrazano? And it's like he was listening, and that
he was.
Yeah, that was just really well done.
He's like, I ain't going down like Verrazano,
no,
bro.
No.
And that ain't happening.
I love that. That's like when the troublemaker in school, like as the teacher, you realize that something comes up and he references this thing. You didn't think he was listening, but he was. That's really cool. Well, these guys, they end up giving the turtles what for, like,
They do.
and Donnie this whole time is still doing his test, like with his beakers and his test tubes and stuff, but he's reflecting about how, like, worms, Darwin, evolution, all this stuff, survival of the fittest, all these different things. The history of life on Earth is the struggle for existence in the midst of scarce resources, and that's pretty much what is going on, and a changing environment. And yeah, the turtles are starting to get their shells handed to them, and Donnie's
I
like,
wanted to point this
Go ahead.
out really fast. I'm sorry, were you about to do this?
No.
Quote at the end of this page?
No.
Dude, literally, he ends his thought about evolution and stuff. He says, the subtext of history is the struggle for existence.
Ooh,
not that I knew that then.
That's wild.
And I'm like,
yeah.
And again, that's that Stephen Murphy writing. I was like, dude, this whole thing has a faded feeling to it, right? Like, where he's like, not that I knew it at the time, or I look back on all the fun I missed out on.
Yeah,
like, it's very introspective and just a really cool look in Donnie's head, and it's just it rings true. But yeah, the subtext of history is the struggle for existence. That is like, you got to sit with that. That's a deep ass thought.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, I love that line so much.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is excellent. Well, at this point, the turtles are still fighting. Mikey's like underwater. He ends up like riding on one of them with his nunchucks like around their like neck and arms and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of wild, but the art is gorgeous. And so yeah, the turtles start to fight back a little bit more, and then Donnie just like, it just hits him. It's the water. The water's changed. That's why they're trying to eat us, and they're just like so sickly looking. So he just eventually yells to stop fighting, and it gets everyone's attention. Yeah. And he's like, I don't know if you can understand me or whatever, but maybe you can like understand like my cadence and the way I'm saying everything. Like, guys, go ahead and put down your weapons, blah, blah, blah. Eventually he goes to him and says, hopefully you can tell by the tone of my words and my actions. And he hands them a bunch of filters that they're supposed to drink the water through. I'm like, how did you get that? Like, now I think
they're like proto life straws, effectively. Like, because he says, like, that's the thing, is he isolated what was wrong with the water, which was high levels of lead and cadmium,
right? Which
is some toxic shit. But I guess he has filters that can filter that. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think that I could be mistaken, but I think that they mentioned earlier in the issue that there was a sense of them looking for some drinkable water or just a source of it. And so maybe there was
a source of potable water for the layer that they needed.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's probably why he had those just in case. So he didn't just like Deus Ex Machina them. No,
I think he had them because he was like, we're traveling and we're in the sewer and we're going to need water.
Right.
And if we don't find good water, I have to be able to filter the water we have. I mean, that makes sense.
Right.
A lot of guys that go on like longer camping trips bring life straws and stuff like that to be able to drink water, say from like a creek.
Right.
Or something like that. If you need water, you can use that.
So much like how whenever the purge ends and you got to talk to your neighbors, the turtles are now waving at the men or the people, the worm people, they were just fighting to the death and, saying sayonara, and they're making their way back. Donnie says, they'll be fine. We can come back and check on them in a couple of months. Of course, we never did. And if we did, what would we have found? That they had survived, that their health had improved, and that it worsened. For all I know, their physiology may have required lead and cadmium as nutrients. Maybe their water source had never changed. Maybe it had, but they never changed with it. Maybe their time was up. Maybe it's just beginning. Dusk, dawn, which follows which. Geek or not, I was only 12 years old at the time. How could I possibly have known? Just this. Things change, and we have to change with them. And you get a scene of New York with the bird that mimics that's a throwback to the first actual page. And yeah, the end. And so,
Not crazy.
yeah, that was excellent. So, yeah, no,
That's strong.
Yeah, I loved that.
Strong first issue.
Yes. And it's very reminiscent of Adventures, based on the writing.
Yep.
And yeah, no,
But a little of that darker feeling that Tales always had. Tales had like kind of a, let me tell you a story, kind of a dark story, a little bit feeling to it.
Yeah.
And it keeps that because if you really look at it, Donnie's looking back on this story and there's so much in there about like Darwinism and all this stuff. And he's thinking through all this shit. And then he basically realizes, like later, like kind of when he's leaving the stuff from him, he keeps talking about his naivete. He keeps saying like, "Oh, the naivete of youth. It seems so simple. Give them filters."
Right.
And then we never went back.
Yeah.
And it's almost like he's doubting his own thing. Like I like basically I think the whole symbolism is he found them like the explorers found the Native Americans.
Oh yeah.
And he tried to give them trinkets,
right?
Or tried to trade with them or teach them, but then he didn't put the work in. He just left.
Yeah, yeah.
He just left.
I didn't draw that analogy or that parallel, but you're absolutely right. That is what that is.
Because they're also like the turtles are potentially a product of evolution as well. I mean, they were created by a substance, but they are a new step of evolution.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're like they're kind of like trans amphibians. Like they've moved past that, but they still have that in them, or reptile, excuse me. And that's so yeah, like it felt like Donnie was thinking all about these explorers that came and took their stab at Manhattan, and he just came and took his stab at something older that he didn't know about.
Right.
And then it's like I never even confronted it again. I just moved on like those other explorers. And it's like, fuck. And like, yeah, I loved it. Yeah. I thought it was one of the most caring. When we talk about issues that are about like a turtle, is probably one of the most thoughtful ones I've read about any turtle character.
I agree.
I'm a Donnie stan, so like that's even more up my alley.
Oh yeah, I mean? No, I loved it. I thought it was excellent. I thought all the turtles were handled very well. And the art was great.
Issue.
Yeah, no, excellent.
Strong to open up, bro. Yeah. Like that's got me really excited for future issues.
I was just about to say the same thing. Yeah, I am very excited about that. But I'm also excited about this next issue of
you mean number 14?
Yeah, let me find the right button. Did I hit the right button? There we go.
Get the button. TMNT
number 14.
Turtles Volume 4 Mirage Studios number 14.
Yeah. So what you think about this cover?
Yeah, you got two it's cool. I'm not in love with Raph's face. I'm just gonna say it. Like I don't know why.
It looks a little bit of a
looks
all
right. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not supposed to be, a gorgeous face.
No.
But it. Let me see here. I was looking for the credits for it. Writing, inking, toning, pencils. Dooney cover painting. I guess that's off of a. Who does the? Oh, it looks like it's off the Lawson panel. This is an actual panel in the comic. This cover was not, but it was painted by Michael Dooney. He like digitally painted it.
Yeah.
I think it jumps off the stand without a doubt. But I don't know if I love the face.
Yeah, it's a little rough, but I don't hate it because it's supposed to make you think like what is going on with him, like it's supposed to be jarring and this and that. So I think it does its job, but I just I don't know. I like it, but I agree the face is the thing that kind of throws it off. But
everything. So I'll say everything is obviously. I mean, goddamn, I can't draw or do art like this. I mean, like they did everything right. The color and the contrast draws you to his face. It literally, like everything is perfect with the layout, everything, the composition is awesome. But when it leads to that face, it's just a bit of a letdown.
He kind of looks like, isn't it Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force a little bit.
Oh shit, he does look like Carl. Hey boys.
Yeah.
No, he does. He does look like Carl, dude. That's crazy.
Like
If you just had like the little like mustache and then like the wife beater on,
Well,
like it would kind of work.
I think that the shadow on his beak kind of looks like the mustache, and I think
Oh,
that's
it
what
does.
did it for me.
Dude, I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Now I can't see the mustache.
That's how it goes.
Shadow.
That's how it goes.
Damn, dude. All right, so our credits. You got Peter Laird. This is kind of pretty similar to all these Mirage issues I've been fighting for. Peter Laird writing, lettering, inking, and toning. Jim Lawson layouts, penciling. Eric Talbot inking. Michael Dooney cover painting, and Dan Berger production assistance. Again, this is volume 4, number 14. So we open up with what looks like to be April standing on the kind of deck of this building, and it says we are in Skinner State Park atop Mount Holyoke, South Hadley, Massachusetts. So not in New York though.
No.
But she's not far, I guess, from roughly where she was before.
She's a little
but
further
she
north.
Alone though.
Yeah.
And she's got some calopigeous. I can't tell what's going on in the second. How much is purse? How much is calopigeous?
Yeah.
I don't know. But she is looking out kind of over this banister out into the natural state park. We see she has what looks like a pocket watch or something.
Compass.
And she opens it up. Compass. I'm sorry. Well,
yeah.
no,
Or
what
that.
makes you, no. So what makes me say pocket watch is only like you see the knurled top,
Yes.
like the knurled knob at the top. That looks like you'd set the time by it.
No, absolutely, and it does look like a clock in there too. But I guess the front of it looks like the cross of a.
The cardinal direction.
Yes.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Obviously, it's neither.
Well,
it's
neither.
Turns out
It's neither, but it also is considering who we're talking about. So it's
that is a good point.
Transcendent. Yes.
Compass or a clock, right?
Yes.
So she opens it up and she's definitely worrying over it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she's kind of looking at it, and we see that it just says for emergency use only on the face. There is no compass. There is no watch hands.
Right.
It's just some kind of signaler or some kind of something. And kind of awkward situation. It's like mom walks up with her baby, and the baby's like, "Oh my God, Mama, she's bald as shit." and April like looks over and she's like, "Whatever." And then she's like, "Yeah, but she bald though for real." And then like the mom tries to be like, "Hey, like, look, don't be so inconsiderate. Say, Gracie, say I'm sorry to the nice lady." And she's like, "But why, Mama?" And it's like,
Ooh.
dude, if I'm that mom,
Yeah. These hands are why.
like, no, I'm about to say, I'm that mom. I'm my ear. God, my kids have put me in this situation. I got steam coming out of my ears. I'm like, oh, you wait till this nice woman walks away.
Right.
Like you wait. You are gonna learn.
You're gonna
learn today. You know what I mean? Like this is fucking ridiculous. What's happening right now? I am in hell.
Yeah.
And you put me here. But she's really nice. She's like, hey, don't worry about it. Even though I don't have any kids myself, I know how they can be. And truth be told, I'm not too crazy about this buzz cut look either. Enjoy the view. I'm a little bit like, April, but you got Shadow. April.
Well, I think that's what she
April,
meant.
baby.
I think that's what she meant. I don't have kids of my own. But
I don't have any kids myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, you effectively raised Shadow, though, because Shadow was like,
oh, that's true.
a baby.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
When
now.
you
I
and
see what you
Casey
mean.
got together, and maybe she kind of means like my own child.
That's what I'm thinking.
I get that. Even though, at this point, you do have a kid.
You
kinda,
do.
At least you should have one in your heart.
But I think she's playing off of
the fact
she couldn't have kids. I think that's what this is trying to
no,
play
that's a big one. That's a big one. Plus, Shadow's kind of grown up.
Yeah.
So she doesn't really have a kid right now, if that makes any sense.
Especially if not to take away from any of that situation in real life or whatever, but I can see how that with age that you would feel a distance, especially if you don't have the biological connection.
The biological.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I cannot even speak to not being able to conceive or anything like that. That's its own. That's its own wildness that I can't speak to. But yeah, obviously, and just as a little, so basically, not running over the entire series, but April went through some medical trauma, where she got that old dirty insulin from Baxter, and they had to basically like shave her head and like figure her shit out. And then when they figure her shit out, they're like, "Oh, by the way, Maury says your parents are not the parents."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Excuse me?" And it's like, absolutely no.
Yeah.
Like, have a Utrom named Glurm roll up on you and say, not the mommy or not the daddy.
Yeah.
Not the parents. And you're like, well, that's nice. And he's like, you want to check out my metal building that I landed in your city? And she's like, nope, I want to leave. And that's basically what happened. So April went on like a whole thing where she like started watching these old family movies and like having Casey watch them with her. And she's like getting all kind of Pepe Sylvia about like, watch the frames, watch the journal he's writing in. And it kind of actually turns out like Casey's a little bit like, okay. But it turns out, unlike Charlie Day, she is onto something.
Yeah.
Because there are discrepancies with her age and the drawings her dad did in those journals. And there's the idea that April's younger sister is actually older than her.
Yeah.
Like, or there's messed up shit going on.
A lot going on.
April got Pepe Sylvia, but she was like right about Pepe Sylvia. You know what I mean? So she is out here obviously kind of looking for answers, kind of on her own, kind of chilling. So she walks away, and eventually finds a place to kind of sit alone, opens the for emergency use only thing again, and she hits the button inside. And she kind of sits it on the rocks and kind of looks at it, like kind of contemplating it. And she kind of sits there, and she gets mad. Like you see her face, like, "Argh." She gets up and she like shuts it. She's like, damn it. And like walks away.
Yeah.
And so whatever this thing was, it didn't do what she wanted.
Right.
So she leaves, gets in her car, like, well, fuck me, I guess. I'm just gonna get in the car and leave. And all of a sudden, bip. Eric, can you give me a bip?
Bip.
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 She said bip.
And
there's Renee. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And she's like, Renee, you came? She's like, yes. And then she's like, I heard the call. And she's just trailing off. And literally, she's like, but I waited and I waited. Like, I thought when you gave us the summoner years ago, you said it would bring you immediately. And then this is some like Mirage going to give it to you a little bit. Because this is where things start to get, in my opinion, like pretty fucking neat. So like, she's basically like, Renee says, I heard when I heard the call when you first activated the summoner, but April's like, what? And she's like, but I knew why you were calling me and I was troubled. So I waited 3 years before responding.
Jeez.
And she's like, you waited 3 years? And she's like, time passes differently for us.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh yeah, of course. So you say you knew why I was trying to summon you. I guess I'll have to accept that, you being a time stress and all. Can you like help me? And this is that shit. Because basically, I love this shit. So basically, Renee got that call and waited 3 years of her time thinking about this problem.
Right.
And you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
To April, it was only probably 3 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to her, it was like 3 years. And she's like, I can do for you what you wish, reveal to you the secrets of your origins. But whether or not this will help you is a question I cannot answer. And of course, here's the main thing. I'm going to read all this. Here's the main thing. April's kind of like, well, knowing my past is not the future. Like, you're not telling me the future, because they get into a messed up thing where she says, like, yeah, if you can see the future, can't you tell me if the help you're going to give me will harm me or not about my past? And she's like, I found through hard and painful experience that revealing what you call the future is not a good idea ever. And April's like, but the past. And she's like, the problem is, if knowing your past will affect you and your future. Like, you can't look at the future and know if revealing the past will help, because you're not seeing the past. I'm going to see the future of you learning the past.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's just a thing. I love it because it kind of reminds me of like the best Doctor Who ever got, where like you'd be having a huge argument about this. And you realize this sounds dumb, but the more you look into it, the more you're like, oh no, the Doctor knows. Like, it's weird, even weird to hear me talk good about Doctor Who.
I was about to say, I was just
fun of Doctor Who.
I
gotta give my boy Brad all the credit. He says, I know you're a big sci-fi fan. I know Doctor Who got really annoying, and like every wannabe ass like person in a scarf at a con like made you mad, but like listen to me about Matt Smith. And listen to me about these 2 seasons he did. He's like, watch them. And I watched them, and I was like, oh, this is really good writing. Like, this is actually really good. It's just it's much like Tool. The music's great. The fandom.
No.
Get out of here. And turns out Mayor James Keenan. Where's Krang?
Oh,
okay, he's not here. Good. Shit. I don't know where he's hiding, but he's not up here right now. He might be asleep. But yeah, basically, they're having this conversation, and eventually April's like, "Will you help me?" And she's like, "I will." And then she's like, "All right, if you feel ready, we can leave now." And April's like, "But do I need to find parking? Because we'll be gone a while." And literally, Renee's like, "I'm fucking time. She's like, you won't miss any time.
Yeah,
like don't worry." And then they bip out.
Yep.
The last words Renee says is like, "And you should know." That the eyes with which you will see the past will not be your human eyes.
Yeah.
And she's like, the fuck?
Right.
And then, bip. Can I get that bip? Bip.
Bip. Bip.
Bip.
Bip.
And they pop right back. Dude. And April is fucking shattered.
And her hair is super long.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, and her hair is long.
Yeah.
That's,
not super long.
Cool
but yeah.
No. But like to her chin.
Yeah.
Or just above her chin. That is like, she had a buzz cut, bro. She was like G.I. Jane a minute ago.
Yeah.
And she is locked in, dude. She can only say, oh my God. That's the only thing she can fucking say. Like, she's like locked in.
Yeah.
And she's like, I told you you wouldn't like it. And she gives this look to her. And she's like, I'm sorry.
And then, bip.
And what's Renee do?
Bip.
Go bip. She says, I know you got really confused about the future, eyes of the past through the future, and I can't do what you wanted to know. So now you go bip.
Bip. Yeah.
I'm gonna run that, dude. I'm gonna run that bip on somebody tomorrow.
Oh, you should. You should. Just bip.
Yep.
The only thing I could think of off the top of my head is when we saw that Utrom looking at somebody through its eyes, and they focused on the eye. And it was weird. And you made some comment about how you didn't think that was that Utrom that we were seeing. Like it was misleading. And that was the first thing that came to mind was that, oh, I wonder if there's more than meets the eye. The literal eye.
Oh, and by the way, just scrolling back, she's wearing different clothes too. Like, she's got like the old quarter zip going on.
Yeah.
With a shirt underneath. Not quarter zip, but like quarter button.
Yeah.
And she was just wearing a t-shirt before that.
Yeah.
So she's in completely different clothes.
Yeah, that's
also,
very different.
Which is crazy. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
And when I bip, you bip, we bip. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder if it's because she physically disappeared, and they went to the past because Renee does physically take you places. Like she can take you to the past. Turtles.
Oh, without a doubt,
it's constantly. So
it's like transdimensional. She can do time and take you to time, and
right,
and yeah.
And so this April now would have made in this time because this would have been a branch timeline at this point. Because there would have been the timeline where Renee didn't show up, she never came back, and so that would have been that would have stayed straight and would have kept going linear. Yep. This is the branch timeline where Renee comes after 3 years. So in this timeline,
3 years in Renee's
time, but
not in the
April's
timeline of the comic,
right?
No, not April's timeline.
In this branch timeline. This April that's in these clothes that we're looking at right now, her past
Yes.
I'm trying to think of why she would be wearing different clothes. Because I don't remember if the turtles, what they did, if it went with them, like if they carried anything back with them that they didn't take with them. I don't remember how that works, but yeah,
I'm trying to remember if they took an artifact from the past. Wait a minute. No.
Yeah,
no, that wasn't even Renee. I was thinking about the Donnie Micro, where he
where the
gets
pencil
that device where he draws something and he goes into the another dimension
with the Jack Kirby
And
stuff.
I can't remember if he brought the Jack Kirby. I can't remember if he brought anything back with him
Nah, I don't recall.
or what. I don't know.
But
Like my theory right now is that April lived however long ago to figure things out in her own time, and came back having lived at least as long as it takes your hair to grow that long. So
couple months.
What's it say? It grows like an inch every 2 months, or so have an inch a month or something like that. So like, you do the math. Like, it's been at least a year, probably under. Yeah, man. But I think this will all be revealed. But I see what you're saying about the different timelines.
Yeah.
But I do believe that the April that comes back, and remember, she says the past you're going to see are not your human eyes. So I think what that means is, like, when she pops into this reality again as April, she has lived all that time. So I think it all rushes back to her when she reappears, which is why she's like catatonic.
Okay.
Like, I'm sure they'll explain it, but like, there's something going on where it seems like it all hits her at one time. Like, she's like, "You want to know?" And then bip, bip. And then it's like, "Now you know."
Right.
And she's like, "Fuck." And like, but she's like, obviously, her physical body has aged that amount of time.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is.
And again, it's a fun ass mystery, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Oh,
right?
Because
like, that's what we want.
That's
like,
why you have
cool
these interesting characters that do cool stuff. You want to, I want to know.
What I'm saying. And like, bringing Renee back, and it's so funny thing about her evolution. Renee used to be this, like, kind of, I don't want to call her airheaded, but she was definitely young and inexperienced and took a lot of risks.
More of a teenager.
And like, was getting yelled at by her fucking timer overlord, like
Lord Simultaneous.
Like, bitch. Yeah, Lord Simultaneous was just like, "I'll take you apart atom by atom," and she's like, "Okay, like, come on, boss, I messed up once," and stuff like that. And now here she is, like this, like kind of like wizened person who's like come back like in a very grim way.
And if you recall,
what I mean? And I think,
and if you recall at the funeral, April got real excited seeing Renee, and she had mentioned something to Casey.
She thought that Renee could do something about it, kind of, and that's not come about. But Renee in the picture always does leave something open, for like a Splinter return or some kind of turning back the hands of time, something. But anyway, so we hard cut over to Donnie on his little mission with the Utrom. Remember last time they found the wooden man, and who speaks in squiggles, and he just like it's like when fucking Darkseid speaks, and you're like, what the fuck? And it's like all these like squiggles, and you're like, holy shit, yeah, it's Darkseid. So basically, they're analyzing a piece of this dude's forearm, which looks like a piece of wood. And Donnie's like, "Yo, your equipment work, Utroms?" And they're like, "Yeah, we recalibrate 800 times, but also we're Utroms." He's like, "All right, just saying." Because when I first thought it was just a piece of old wood and burnt up piece of toast, but then when I zoomed in a million, I found it's got muscles in there. And they're like, "Muscles in the wood?" And I'm like, "Oh, dude, that's fucking sick." Because like, that's kind of body horror-esque.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, like organic matter bonding with wood, and it's just not right, bro. You know what I mean? Not organic. I mean like fleshy matter. Obviously wood is organic matter, but you know what I mean. Like, it just ain't right, and he says it's Utrom flesh in particular, and they're like, "Cannot be, how is this possible?" And he's like, "At this point your guess is as good as mine, and mine is pretty bad." And you're like, "Oh shit."
Yep.
cut to our cover. You know what I'm saying? Basically. And they're doing blood analysis on Raphael. Like they're trying to figure out. So remember, Raph got attacked by a dang old vampire and many of them,
a gang of them,
and a gang and gang, and he is he's not good. He looks like. I mean, we said he already looks like the dude from Aqua Teen, but I mean, he's got like talons and claws and shit, and
just
like your boy
veins everywhere. He's got veins on his shell.
Right, no, bro, ew, bro.
Yeah,
man, veins on a shell, and then talking about like muscle and wood, bro. Like I'm not about this shit.
Yeah, no.
And they're just saying. I mean, again, they're saying like, yeah, they see the mutagen in his blood, the Utron mutagen that turned them into the turtles.
But I want to interrupt you real quick. This is really stupid. I'm looking at this thing and I'm trying to describe him, and I'm starting to be like, oh, should I say that? I'm not going to say it. And then I realized that I was like, man, and
it's
even
turtle soup, so you can say it.
So I can say it. Yeah. No. I was like, yeah, and it even mutated. It even changed his belt. Like it changed his belt, and then I realized that's the strap that's holding him in. I'm like, I'm such an idiot. Like really.
Dude.
Like it gave him more pouches, it looks like. But
I have to tell you something that happened that was just so funny. It's like somewhat related.
Okay.
But it's just a family thing. So like August was like in a really obnoxious mood. Like we went to out to eat, and he was just in this thing where he was like, he's 15, so he was like dismissing anything you said.
Oh sure.
Or he'd listen to people talk about something real, and he'd be like, okay. You're like, what? Why are you saying that? Like, just shut your mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
So at one point, Alicia and Arlo were talking about something like something that was annoying or something, and they both were just kind of sharing about how they both find something annoying. And August turns to Alicia and goes, "It's not that big of a deal." And just looks at her, and Alicia like turns and looks at him.
Yeah.
And there's no words said. She just sits there. Like,
oh,
the implication's obvious. Like, why'd you butt in to say that shit? Like, we're in the middle of talking about something that we both don't like. And you're saying, it's not a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Dude. And I was watching this because I was pissed too. I was like watching. I was getting ready to be like, dude, like, you need to like come at this with a fresh perspective. Like, because you're being an ass a little bit. Your boy looks at her, and it's a solid 30 seconds of them not saying shit. And Alicia looking at him like, and August like this, and your boy goes like, you know how you do after you make a joke?
Yeah.
You go like, you're like, oh man, that's crazy. It's like that.
Right.
Like
he tried to pull the
your boy. 30 seconds later,
no,
your boy just looks and he just goes.
No.
I lost my shit laughing. I said, there is no way in hell, bro, there is. I mean, let's all just pause and rewind this for a minute. There is no way in hell you said something genuine. You were basically like, I don't give a shit about that. So then you go, it's not a big deal, really. And then your mom looks at you like, die. And you're like, and you think for a minute, like,
tick,
is she
tick,
gonna say
tick,
anything?
tick. Yep.
And she's just looking, and you go like you were joking, dude. That destroyed me, bro. Like I found that hit my funny bones so good. This is the idea of like telling someone something brutal as fuck.
Yeah.
Be like, Eric, I don't know, man. Like half the time I think you're full of shit. And you're looking at me like, what'd you just fucking say? And I'm like, and then I bust out with like like that's gonna change it? I don't know, dude. Anyway.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good.
Dude, I knew I had to share that with you because I was like, bro, that
it. No, I definitely appreciate that.
That sounds like something like you like kids in the hall would do or something. Some like extended. They would run that to the ground.
Oh yeah.
Some guy trying to add the like or something that they did,
or basically like run out the clock, like see like how long you can go before it loses its power. So I think
it's like unrecoverable with its.
Yeah, I think 30 seconds is way too long.
If you say it right after, if you would have said like, and that's the thing, it's so hard it's like so crazy, but like we do that. If he would have said like, it's not that big of a deal,
right?
Like it would have been like, oh, okay, it was still a little rude to say, but like you were probably trying to be sarcastic or something.
There's some forgiveness there.
We added that. It was like real like weak too. I was dude, it killed me, bro. I was like, I'm here for this.
That's too funny.
But yeah, no, it changed his belt too, and it gave him little wristbands too, bro. You see that shit?
Yeah, the wristbands are what threw it off for me. Like I was like,
the wristbands, bro.
That's it.
Oh, you see how it put tubes in his arms? You see it put a tube in his left arm, bro? He's brought in a bed to lay on, bro. He's like laying on a bed. Like that bed's part of his body now. His shell turned into a bed, bro.
Yeah.
Did you see that? That'd be so crazy if like you would.
Yeah, that's what I did.
If you went to go visit somebody in the hospital and you're like, oh my God, bro, you're mutating, bro. You got like a thing coming out of your arm. You treat it like the disease is like them in the in the hospital room is the disease.
Yeah.
Like you're like, bro, what's growing out of your back? Holy shit, is that a bed?
So stupid.
That is really stupid.
I love it though.
But yeah, they're all just kind of talking, you know. It's a lot of tech mumbo jumbo kind of stuff, basically saying that there's a virus, an unknown agent virus that is affecting the way that the mutagen in Raphael's bloodstream, which is normally, you know, inert effectively. It's done its job, right? It's made him a mutant. It effectively is being reactivated by this new virus that he has, and it's making it grow even crazier. Go back to the whole Bloodsucker trilogy if you want to hear another story about Raphael having his blood mixture changed, where the mutagen in his blood gets fucked up and things happen.
Yep.
Because this has now happened to him twice in canon. And that's basically it. They're basically saying that, like, yeah, dude's changing because, like, dead ass, like, he's just still mutating and it's not over either. Honeycutt rolls in and he's like, oh, I got some test results. And he's like, turns out all the people that got the old dirty insulin from those vampires, like all the regular citizens that are part of these vampire attacks,
right?
They got that same virus, bro. They got that same old dirty insulin. So like those vampires are saying, not saying they got it, but if they got it, you got it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then something happens to Raph. I'm gonna hand it over to you.
Oh.
They were talking like, what a viral mutant. Everyone's got the virus, and then it's like,
and then they're thinking about if this is something to do with the Zihad that was going on, but that we had read about.
The old Zihad.
Yeah, that newspaper guy got that bomb or something, or the note, and that was it. That was it. It was the video file. It was the video, and the .mov I think is what it was, the QuickTime file, and so they're asking if that has something to do with it.
Gary ass message from terrorist.mov.
Right. And so, yeah. And then, Raph starts to wake up and just appears to be less and less sedated. And
why so serious?
Yeah. You wonder how I got these scars? And wonder
how all this stuff grew out of me like a bed?
Right, like a bed.
And a new belt and new wristbands.
And so they're like, oh, the Trink gas isn't working anymore. This is not good. All right. So I hope the restraints hold. And also this is Glurgan, by the way, the Utrom. And
yeah.
And everything's going crazy basically, and he starts pounding.
You think the turtle's like resident physician?
Oh yeah, it seems that way. Yeah.
They have him on retainer,
right?
Because Glurum, I think is Glurum. Your boy's like Glurum. Like, when does he sleep? Man, he's on like another turtle case. Like every fucking second, he's on this turtle case. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, he's just like always thinking about the turtles and Glurin.
He's like their private physician or something.
Yeah. So he oh, I lost my notes because I put an extra G in there, but yeah, you're right. It's Glurin.
Yeah. I called him Glurm earlier because I was being me.
I'm gonna do that all the time now.
Dude,
I'm gonna say something.
Have to wait like a good like.
I'm gonna say something that pisses you off like so bad, and then like you're about like, no, I'm done. This is over. This friendship's, and I'm and you're like, we're back in. Oh my god. So anyway, so Raph is like apparently waking up, and he starts fighting the wall, and it's starting to buckle, and everyone's like, oh no. So they're like, security, like we need some help because
Well, I
Raz
mean,
busting
like,
out.
I mean, like the security at the hospital they're at can actually do some shit.
Oh
maybe.
yeah, because it's
Like,
at the superhero hospital.
This ain't just some dudes in like white shirts that are like at the regular ER. I mean, it's just like, you know,
No, they just got everybody.
They could
there.
probably do something about
Absolutely.
this guy. Yeah.
There's got to be an anti-vampire guy, like a Blade guy there or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Got to be.
Yeah.
But or Skull Dick Punisher or something. So
he dead, bro.
Oh, that's true. He is.
Fucking good riddance.
But hey, with Renee, he could come back. Anyway, speaking of things being dead, at the Hall of Dinosaurs in New York City Museum of Natural History, we see that Michelangelo is still the consort of the Regenta Siri, which I think that's I get confused. So it's I think Regenta is the title. I'd put it up here in my notes. Yes, it's the title princess.
They're with the Regenta. She is like the leader of this group.
And I think Regenta means princess because they're the Protoceratons. She is a Protoceraton. Her name is Seri. 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 And then she has some other people with her that are like their guards, and they're a different
like an honor guard.
Yeah, they're a different type of kind of like an ancestor that split off from the Triceratons. And I think they might
and they look down
names.
on Triceratons too.
They
do.
Like,
they look down on Triceratons as like literally like barbarians.
Right. And so she's bummed out by the dead dinos, and her and Mike have a conversation about trying to figure out their feelings about that. And basically just like these are the remains. These are the remains of noble beings just displayed, just like, oh, just here for your entertainment.
Other Saurians, like they're a little bit like, that's like going to a different planet and have a bunch of human bones laying around and be like, it feels funny.
Right. But they start talking about how, well, I mean, you know, to the humans show even their own bodies up. They like, so they kind of take a little bit, they step back a little bit, and they're like, oh yeah, no. So it's not like they're just like, look at who we conquered or whatever. It's like, no, look at us too. Like we messed up, and we, you know, we're just on the same, there's no disrespect, and is what I think they kind of come to. And
it's funny, it's like no intended disrespect, but one thing that that Mikey kind of gets on with though is like, I'm also like, I'm closer to you than I am to mammals, like as far as biology. So she says like, it's also and it's also distressing to see these remnants of a once proud saurian species who somehow lost the evolutionary race and ceded their dominant position to mammals. He's like, look, even though some of my best friends are mammals, being a reptile myself, I think I see your point. So he's kind of like, they're exploring this topic, and I think he's being open-minded. He's being as open-minded as he wants them to be.
Right,
about
exactly.
Earth. He's being open-minded about like, no, I mean, like, I never thought of it before. It is kind of freaky. I think he even says like seeing the Archelon fossil, because that's the big ass turtle. Like the you know, he's like, seeing that felt weird for me too. Like I feel weird when I see that. You know, cool discussion.
Oh, absolutely. And so Mike mentions that Dawn would be better suited for this discussion, and Siri expresses interest in meeting him. Then she says she wants to indulge in a local delicacy, a type of large sea-dwelling anthropod steamed and served with melted kanuku. And Mikey says he thinks he's got just the place, and says to follow him, but they need a few things, and has a suspicious look on his face.
It is funny because they have this whole conversation about how like different they are, but how similar. And he talks about parallel evolution, which is what he says Donnie would like love to talk to you about, because Donnie's like gonna fill your ear with that. Where two species could evolve very similarly on two different areas. And then I like how the conclusion is like, well, from my house on the rocky shore of the Jarl Sea, I like to eat a local delicacy we have, which is basically lobsters and butter.
Yeah.
And your boy's like, do we have that? And it's a funny conclusion to this whole thing about like, we're so different.
Right.
and from different planets, but like you guys had dinosaurs, but they died out, but we became dominant and we're so different. And then she's like, but I basically eat lobster with butter
Yeah.
at home. And he's like, we got lobster and butter over here, boys.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
It was a cool way to end it.
It is. So then we cut to Leo and Karai with Cho Ocho. And they're showing Leo the security footage of the scene we saw at the end of the last issue. Last time where the warrior kicked some foot ass. And Leo expresses interest in challenging this warrior. And but Karai says you might get to, just not this particular one, as they reveal that they basically killed that one with a machine gun. Leo is
They pulled the switch on his ass. They pulled the switch and they rah!
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And Leo isn't impressed, but Karai explains that it was necessary. She says that it drained her resources, but again, it was necessary. Leo is kind of perplexed as it appears that they have ample resources, meaning the Foot Clan, and that especially they could lean on the other branches throughout the world for help. But Karai tells Leo that the Foot is basically decimated, that like there is no other Foot left except for them. Basically these
New York Foot, bro.
Yeah, basically these warriors have appeared over and over in the last 8 months and been systematically killing all Foot Clan members worldwide. They end up in front of a morgue, apparently, and Karai tells Leo that they didn't really learn enough from their trap and capture victim. She pulls out the drawer with the cadaver in it, and it has a cloth over its privates. This is pertinent. She takes off the cloth, and Leo says, "Something's missing." You know, and
look between his legs.
Yeah. And so Karai
that's like the opposite of a downstairs mix-up.
Oh yeah.
That's just that's like there is no downstairs. That's like what I want my desk to look like with no tchotchkes on.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Your tchotchke.
Well, it should look like an IKEA showroom.
Yeah.
That's basically what that looks like.
What that looks like. So Karai talks about how Leo's choice of pronouns are convenient for their conversation. So if for any of y'all who are against pronouns, Leo uses them. So there you go. Choose a side.
I'm against pronouns. Oh, that's cool. Good luck speaking.
Yeah. But they are not fully appropriate as the warrior is genderless. And Leo,
the Ken doll down there.
Yep. And Leo, like Mikey, is wishes Don was there as well. Which I love Don getting all the love. It's like, oh, this things got weird.
Yes.
Donnie needs to be here. Karai continues to talk about how they didn't discover much from the autopsy, but the weapons had some interesting things, like how sharp the sword was, and just different stuff like that. It's very interesting. But then she flings a trinket across. Let's see sorry, I lost my notes. But then she flings a trinket the warrior wore around his neck, and the last page reveals it's a necklace with a coin on its neck, with a coin on it that says USA, but President Gore. Dum.
President Gore is on what looks like the quarter. No, that looks more like a 50-cent piece. That's crazy.
Yes.
Because why would a new president be on a coin, bro?
Right. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
that is crazy.
Right? Because I think they would have my theory on this is that they have to be from the ultra future. Where it's so far in the future that President Gore is their Thomas Jefferson or their Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
The kind of guys that we've put on coins. Like your Truman. He's that guy.
Right. But in 2004, let's see, would Gore, I forget
Gore lost the 2000 election.
Okay.
To my chilling chagrin in my state First election I voted in. Thank
Yeah.
you. First election I ever voted in. I was like, hell fucking yeah, man. Let's get rid of this bullshit.
Yeah.
Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna carry the Clinton years on, baby, but with a new guy who's not kind of weird. And I was like, let's fucking go. And then it was the first campaign I participated in.
Yeah.
I knocked on doors for Gore. And then I was like, we're gonna win it, kids, and it's gonna happen in my state. And then literally, I've always said that like Jeb Bush is the best Bush. And I agree. Being, you know, a Florida citizen, you kind of, I mean, he did some stupid shit too, but like, please clap. I mean, but he's also like fluent in Spanish, which people in Florida kind of got to see. He would do his hurricane briefings in English and then just do it in Spanish after.
That's awesome.
Without needing a translator, because his wife is Spanish and he learned it because he's really smart. And I always thought he was the most fair and least war hungry kind of dude, but
yeah,
it didn't.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is that like
it wasn't great that the election that got his brother elected came down to our state where he was the governor, and then Gore lost on some bullshit.
Yeah,
and changed everything.
Yep. Which I think this is
probably
probably
Gore's a sensitive subject for me.
Which this is probably what that's referencing. Peter's probably referencing that bullshit that happened. And
it's alternate history.
Yeah.
Like so basically like he was elected President Gore. So he either won 2000 or maybe won 2004. Like if he tried to run again but they didn't run him against Bush the second time.
Yeah.
Either way, he is in this other future. Where these guys come from, that's my theory, is that he is such a foundational president that he is on a coin, and it's that far in the future. So he won 2000.
Yeah.
Which, that's the future I want to live in.
Exactly. And I believe that's the issue to be continued.
That's it. Oh, really fast. I know we're kind of running a little late, but like one thing is, man, I tell you what, your boy Peter Laird, he found some room to talk about his Segway shit at the end of this issue, and he is throwing shade. It's all shade, dude.
Yeah.
It's about an incident that happened, and you're like, a Segway incident? What went down? Like, Segway incident sounds like you got into an accident or something happened or something, or you fell off that bitch. Nah, man. This kid ran up to him and started talking mad shit about a Segway. This is Laird's paraphrasing of what the kid said. Why'd you spend $5,000 on something like that when I can do the same thing for free? He was running beside him saying all this.
Oh, okay.
You're taking up all kind of room on the sidewalk and wasting energy. It's like driving a Hummer. That's like the worst kind of Republican George Bush thing you could possibly do.
Oh, shit.
That's hilarious. Like in 2004, after this guy done put us in a war and lied to us and shit.
Yeah.
And then January 2004. So like he was going to be reelected later that year. This kid was like not having his shit. And so Laird goes in and he picks apart every part of what he said.
That's fantastic.
And does a paragraph on why he's fucking wrong. And I
love it.
He says, let's take it point by point. And I'm like, Laird, my brother in Christ, Laird, listen, this kid's opinion's crazy. Like if you love your Segway, he's a kid, but he gets into, why'd you spend $5,000 on a Segway? Well, I spent it because like it's not running. Actually, the thing is, it's not running. It's riding. You don't know the difference between running and riding. And but this is like a paragraph. I'm like, oh shit. Then he's like, you're taking up all kinds of space on the sidewalk. Well, did you know that the Segway? This is wild. The Segway was designed to be only as wide as the average person's shoulder width.
Right. That's wild. So
on
it's
purpose, so that it could ride on the sidewalk, and it's literally no wider than anyone. Then he goes, by the way, also, when a person strides, they actually stride longer than the Segway takes up room. So really, the Segway takes up less room than a person on the sidewalk because it's not only as wide as someone, but it's somehow less deep than a person walking. And I'm like, bro, you're going downhill. Then he's like, oh, and wasting energy. He's like, yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess I do use energy, but also so does like all the cars.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what? And he's like, it also so does all the buildings. And I'm like, no, fair.
Does he end it with
And
your
he's like,
mom?
actually, I'm saving energy. As it happens, I have charged that particular Segway from time to time using a voltage converter gadget from Radio Shack, which I plug into a power outlet in my car, thus converting the excess power generated by my car's alternator as I drive along to charge the Segway's battery. I'm no electrical engineer, but I suspect the cost, if any, of that energy is very negligible. This guy is charging his Segway while driving his fossil fuel car to use the excess energy created by the alternator because he's like, I've got an answer for that. I'm almost done. This is a flex, bro. He goes, it's like driving a Hummer.
Yo, yeah. That's where I was gonna say. Did he say your mom at any point in this?
Oh no, he should have.
He should have just said,
that should have said like, oh, another Hummer I like, your mom's Hummer.
Got him.
No, your mom's Hummer. Bip,
bip,
and then go on to the next point. This is a flex. He goes, given the abject silliness of this statement, I think it's safe to say that this guy has never driven a Hummer. I happen to own and occasionally drive a Hummer, so I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I'm like, bitch, and he's basically like, let me just say, because I own a Hummer and I've driven it and I drive this, a Hummer's nothing like this. A Segway is small and very different. And I'm like,
goodness gracious,
motherfucker flex. He's like, no, I love it. I own and occasionally drive a Hummer, which means like, I have a Hummer, which in 2004.
That was big.
That meant like the big one.
Oh yeah.
That meant like a real Hummer.
Yeah.
Not like the Hummer you see on that's like a wannabe Jeep now.
Yeah,
like,
no.
He means the big one.
They were massive.
He owns a Hummer, and that's his occasional driver.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one. Oh, this is kind of a dumb point. He's like, that's the worst kind of Republican George Bush thing you could possibly do. Are you saying that Republicans in general and George Bush in particular are people who like to use and promote energy saving, non-polluting, and forward-thinking technology? And if so, those are bad quantities? I'm sorry, something about that just does not compute. And I'm like, don't cape for Republicans.
Yeah.
Don't, Peter. Stay with us, Peter. Peter, wake up, Peter. But then he rounds off by saying, unfortunately, most people aren't like that dumbass.
Yeah.
But I did lay him out. Anyway, I was at UMass and it was cool, and I got through like 8 inches of snow in my Segway, and it was cool. And then he basically says like, check out art for the next issue of 15, and like we're coming along, and also go read Tales because it's sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, he got back on that kid, dude. He was like,
oh yeah,
you're gonna talk shit about my fucking Hummer? Are you like my fucking Segway? Are you kidding me?
He wasn't having
Are
it.
you kidding me with this shit? No, but dude, the Hummer flex.
Yeah.
Everything else is like, yeah, I can take this point apart. You're
right.
a dumbass because actually, but that one was just like, yeah, from somebody that owns one and only
occasionally drives it.
It's obvious that your broke ass has never driven a Hummer because you wouldn't get those confused. Moving on. I'm like, oh shit, snap. Sam Zaddy.
Oh my goodness. Well, this issue, what'd you think of that? I loved it. I thought it was really good. Yeah.
No, really cool. Love the cliffhanger of April.
Yeah, that was huge.
She goes somewhere for a number of years and comes back, and your girl's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, just like sitting there, like, and Rainey's like,
Yep.
Totally. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like that. I mean, when I bip, we bip.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? And that's what happened there because she bipped and then they bipped.
Oh yeah.
And then she came back with a bip and wasn't the same. You know what I mean? Then she tripping. I'm bipping, you tripping. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I love that cliffhanger of just like, what the fuck did she see? That's my favorite kind. Almost one of my favorite kind of horrors is like someone experienced something you don't know the fuck they experienced, but they're different.
Yeah.
Love that. Checking in on all the stories. It was just a really well-rounded issue.
It was.
Checked in with everybody. Checked in with Donnie. Like, bro, this is some muscle. This is some like, David Cronenberg shit. They're like, what? Check in with Raph, who's all like, super mega Genesis, beginnings. You know what I mean? Like he's just out here like doing that. And then checking in with Mikey, being like the little attaché, like walking around talking about dinosaurs and shit. I don't know, man. Then find out that there's like dude from the future who is a Gore fan who dead ass has killed almost all of the Foot Clan.
Yeah.
Like this group of people.
Yeah.
That is a huge reveal. So overall, really nutritional issue. Had a ton of like just solid shit. I loved it.
Yeah, and it's interesting that like, why couldn't you just killed them all in the past or in the future, like where you were? Why couldn't you have just?
No. See, he's going back to the past to change shit.
Oh, of course, yeah,
because
yeah.
the Foot Clan, something's happened, so we can't kill them all now. It's like Terminator. You know what I mean? Go back and stop the first one. You know what I mean? Because we can't kill the 1 million T-800s that are like flying around everywhere. Skynet's gone too far.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, it's interesting that looks like he's from the future, and then or at least an alternate timeline where Gore's on a coin, which means the future, alternate future. But now Renee's in around too. Renee's showing people the past and the future and shit. Like, it sounds like we're gonna get into some major like time stuff, which I am all about.
I'm a big fan.
I'm all about time shenanigans.
Yeah, I love it. I love the time stuff. I am a big fan. Well, hey,
I love the bip.
But we're about to bip.
We got a bip.
But hey, let us know what you thought of this issue.
Yeah, I'm a bip.
Let us know what you thought of this issue, or these issues, I should say. You can hit us up at turtlesoupshow@gmail.com. You can also comment on the YouTube video, which I'm trying to get better at addressing those comments. And you can also find us on the home of the internet, turtlesoupshow.com. We got all our episodes up there. We should be wherever you listen to podcasts, and if we're not, let us know, and we can see what we can do to get that remedied. And also, we're here on YouTube, if you didn't know. Please like and subscribe, share us with friends and people that you might think would like to hear two dudes rambling about Ninja Turtles for the rest of their life. And do that. That means a lot. And then if you want to go the extra mile and throw some pennies our way, you can do that by going to patreon.com. Find Turtle Soup's done by making a podcast for 1,000,000 years, and we will eventually send out more of the rewards. I'm about 3 behind, so I gotta pick up on it.
Yes.
But again, thank you to everyone who has been supporting us, and thank you for your patience. In fact, I think that's going to be one of the new stickers that I saw, a student driver sticker, and it said, "Thank you for your patience." So I took a picture of it, and I'm going to appropriate that to say, "Turtle Soup, thank you for your patience." And so that's going to be some of the new merch, probably.
Did I ever tell you I saw probably one of the most like poignant statements on our society on the back of a car like a while back?
Lowest X in the business?
Was no. I mean, that nothing's going to beat that. That changed my entire life.
Yeah.
There was a car driving. It was an older car, and it was covered in like student driver stickers, right? And I couldn't tell if the stickers were just so old that like the student driver part had like faded away, or if like, because the car was a little ahead of me, or if someone had just cut the student driver part off. All it said was just like, "Please be patient. Please be patient. Please be patient." Like all over the back of the car. And like, it was one of those moments where like, I'm like, what the fuck? And then I started thinking, I was like, that's actually deep as fuck. I was like, that is like the closest thing I think we can get these days to just a pure, like a human cry for like compassion and rationality. Like you're like with how bad like road rage is now, like motherfuckers like pulling out guns on people and shit like randomly. It's like, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck you think you are? Like, like what made you like? What about getting back home from Publix is so important you're willing to take a life over it, kind of shit? Like we've reached that point in our in the downfall of our society where like that's like dead ass, like you could die because you got in front of someone and went too slow. Like that's where we are now. And I thought someone just covering their car and like, "Please be patient," was like one of the saddest things I've ever seen. It just sounded like a modern cry for like, "Please be patient." Like, and I was like, holy fuck. It actually like kind of got me. Yeah. Anyways.
No, I'm with you. It's wild.
It was intense, but yeah. But no, having a magnet that said something that looked like student driver.
Yeah,
but
it says turtle soup. Yeah.
That'd be great.
So yeah, yeah, and if you got any other ideas like that we could appropriate and make for some merch for the patrons, send it our way. And until then, else time.